pandemic affects you? It has affected me as a result of life's change, such as school, not being able to go outside, and many more. This epidemic has a significant impact on my mental health because you were isolated every day and didn't even see your friends outside. This also put us on high alert because no one wants to become ill. Because of the epidemic, you are unable to do your regular work or attend school. We are unable to engage in usual activities such as family bonding or birthday celebrations. It affects all of us, not just me, because everything we do is limited. We still have to wear those face masks when we go out to avoid making contact with other individuals. Because of the pandemic, this is challenging for us and for it affects a lot of things. We wake up and cannot do the things you used to do before the pandemic. And many people die. Not only Filipino but people all over the world suffer. This epidemic has had a significant influence on the lives of all people. As for me, I had the opportunity to read good books I've never read before, watch movies and series I never seen before, and learn things I never learned before. Don't let your past experience stop you from moving forward. In relation to this pandemic, no matter how difficult life is, we should all keep our heads up and continue living.
In today's pandemic, it affects also my family, especially in our livelihood and our needs. But even so, we are still able to cope up with it despite of this pandemic. And that's all. Thank you.
Without equity, we cannot end COVID-19, HIV, or any other pandemic. I'm Jasmine Lavura, and here's my question. How about the community and our economy? We all have been affected by current COVID-19 pandemic. However, the impact of the pandemic and its consequences are felt differently depending on our status as individuals and as members of society. While some try to adapt the working online, homeschooling their children and ordering food via Instacart, others have no choice but to expose to the virus while keeping society functioning. Our different social identities and the social groups we belong to determine our inclusion within society and by the extension, our vulnerability to epidemics. COVID-19 pandemic has led to a dramatic loss of human life worldwide and presents an unprecedented challenge to public health, food systems, in the world of work.
Hi everyone, my name is Cameron Lopez and let's discuss about how the government convinced the people to get vaccinated. COVID takes our freedom to go outside really hard. We were forced to stay at home, but thanks to our Almighty God and those who invented the way to prevent and to lessen the total count of COVID cases, and that is through vaccination. The government doesn't really force us to get vaccinated. They said it is only for those people who want to get vaccinated and doesn't have any serious illness that can trigger them. And for those who doesn't want to get vaccinated because of rumors that they will become a zombie should stay at home to prevent getting exposed from the said virus. They also convince us through those establishment, tourist attractions, and any traveling activities that does require a vaccination card. Actually, it is always not about how the government convinced the people to get vaccinated. Instead, it is also how we convince others to get vaccinated to prevent getting exposed from the said virus.
Hello, ma'am. Good day. On this pandemic, self-care strategies are good for your mental and physical health, and it can help you to take charge of your life. Taking care of your body and your mind and connect with others to benefit your mental health. By the way, my name is Arlene Britan Leon. And the question is, how do I manage my physical and mental health during this pandemic is that get enough sleep because it is important and participate regular physical activity. And exercise can help reduce anxiety and improve mood. Find an activity that includes movement such as a dance or an exercise apps. And eat a healthy food because it protects you against many chronic non-communicable diseases. And choose to focus on the positive things in your life instead of dwelling on how bad you feel. Consider starting each day by listing things you are thankful for. Maintain a sense of hope, work to accept changes as they occur, and try to keep problems in perspective. And of course, don't forget to pray.
How this pandemic affect the quality of education in our country. Every aspect and field has been devastated and greatly impacted by the widespread of pandemic. As this rapidly arise, one of the most affected is the quality of education. Education is the key to success, they say. We strive for empowerment, competency, and efficiency through education. However, the pandemic has lowered the quality of education. We choose new learning modes that are nice to hear about but exhausting, challenging, and frustrating to implement. Certain countries, though, can adjust to this circumstance, but not all of them. For instance, in our nation, the Philippines, this form of enhanced learning materials does not appear to be implemented well. Many students remain struggling and adjusting in our new regular education, and only few of them adopted our new technique of learning. Despite the current situation, the students still need to learn but also need a quality education. At the same time, as a result, the majority of Filipino students are subjected to a deficient educational system. The new learning pathways rely on students and teachers having internet access. No matter how long we spend on synchronous and asynchronous classes, no quality is achieved. We don't care about learning anymore. We simply worry about passing. There is a possibility that schools will be unable to teach the most fundamental skills, and the quality of learning may also suffer. Youth are supposed to be the future and hope of our society, and each one of us, regardless of color, age, or gender, deserves a quality education. Hoping that one of these days, everything will be go back to its normal states, and this adverse will be get rid, or it will surely cause a changes in our lives in the field of education. Thank you.
Are you willing to get vaccinated? For me, yes, I am willing to get vaccinated for our health and to be protected the viruses. While COVID-19 vaccine supplies are limited, and I believe that vaccine can help us in lowering down the number of effective cases. That's why I am willing to get vaccinated.
How would I encourage people to stop the spread of the virus? Is that I will tell them that the greatest strategy to avoid getting sick is to avoid being exposed to the virus or exposing others to it. First and foremost, maintain basic hygiene. After going to the restroom, before eating, and after coughing, sneezing, or blowing your nose, wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds on a regular basis to avoid the spread of the virus and other illnesses. Learn how to wash your hands properly. Avoid crowded areas and places with poor ventilation in both indoor and outdoor places. Avoid close contact with people who don't live with you. Remain at least 6 feet or approximately 2 arms length away, even if they don't appear unwell. The virus may be spreadable by people who don't have any symptoms. Learn how to be safe against the virus, both for yourself and others. Take these actions to protect yourself and others, even if you've been completely vaccinated.